Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, don't mind the hair. It's been, 40 or 50 days now that we're in this incident. But I did something, and it resulted in me getting this guy right here, the Fuji X100V. So I've been stuck in a rut for a long while, creativity-wise. And once again, one of the things that helped me, especially in regards to making videos and stuff, it was selling a bunch of my gear, becoming a little bit more minimalistic with all that stuff. So I could just set something up real quickly. That's why I went with the Canon M50 for doing stuff like this. And I don't know, I always felt like I had like 3 or 4 lenses with my X-Pro2, my Fuji X-Pro3, and I just wasn't shooting. I just kind of didn't care. I needed something to invigorate me, something I could just quickly grab and go. And I had a very love-hate relationship with the X-Pro3. Once again, absolutely phenomenal camera, but I traded that for this. Now, I've only had this for a couple days now. I'm just really giving my first impressions and just showing you a little bit kind of what's in the box too. But the one thing that stuck out to me about this, just in general, is having a built-in ND filter is a phenomenal option. It's great if you're out on the street, which is basically what I was doing with my X-Pro2 and Pro 3. Basically, I just like more candid stuff now. I backed off a lot of the weddings and stuff. So I don't need anything that intensive. I really don't need an ILC anymore. Just something like this. I have the teleconverters coming in mail, the teleconverter, and then the wide angle, just something easy, because you get like a 35 millimeter equivalent lens on this guy right here. It's been upgraded a little bit. It's their 2, and it's just good. You can go from f2 all the way to 16 and then shoot auto as well. So you have a very vast range there as well. It's noted to be extremely sharp, and from just quick things that I've taken photos of my limited time going outside when no one's around, the autofocus is fast, and if not, it matches basically what the X-Pro3 does as well as the image quality. And I think that's one of the biggest perks, is it has basically some of the guts of the X-Pro3 within this right here. And I actually own the original Fuji X100, but the focus was pretty bad, and obviously that's years and years and years ago. But one thing that always made me step away from the X100 line was the focusing. It was always slower, a bit more stuttery-ish. It didn't lock on exactly. And I saw a lot of reviews and people talking about that with the X100V. And as of right now, this isn't a review, but in first impressions, it changes the aspect of that a lot, and it basically matches what the X-Pro3 was doing. In regards to your JPEG filters and modes, the classic negatives and sepia and ectochrome, whatever, you get all that stuff in here as well. And this has a proper tilt screen, not like the stupid X-Pro3 did. This has it proper. Just something that makes my head hurt less when out shooting, and I fully trust this right here. The EVF, I'm not an EVF shooter though, I mainly just use the LCD. That's why the screen is a big deal for me. It's actually very good too, so that's something you can look forward to with something like this. And the design that I love, and they didn't even have that on 3, is that to change the ISO, you can pull this up now and it stays up, and you can change it there, push it down, so it's actually a bit better. I'm very excited to test this out more, but with the first impressions, the grip's a bit better, the lens is definitely better, it's definitely better focusing, and I'm excited to actually give this a go next couple months, and hopefully not year, to where we can go outside and interact with things again and really test this on the streets. But I don't mind that it has, 1 memory card slot. That's absolutely fine, but it's great that it uses the same exact battery as the X-Pro3. So all big plus right here. But first impressions is I do not regret what I did at all. Excited to even test this more. You'll see the reviews of the teleconverter and wide angle when they come in, how they work, etc. As you go from there. And once again, if y'all don't know, you could screw off the front little ring right here, and that's how you put on the adapters, the converters, and everything. Because you need this little guy off the front for all that to work. The lens hoods and everything. So it's kind of its own built-in thing. But the X100V is all that it's left up to be. Oh, and I also tried to make it overheat. I basically just left this thing recording in 4K. It did get a little warm. I mean, I left it on for a while, as long as I could, kind of. It did get warm, you could feel it, but I never had it overheat and shut off and stop on me. I've had no focusing issues or anything that's been reported, and everything's been updated. But yeah, that's just kind of quick news right here. But this being like $1,300, $1,400, It is a bit high on the price range. It should probably be about $1,100, $1,200, but it's definitely their next evolution in the X100. And the first one I'm saying, because the F wasn't bad, the X100F wasn't bad, but the X100V definitely is a step of improvement over that. And we'll go from there. This has got a good couple years until they have the next one, probably about 2 or 3 years. And we will see. But cool, X100V. Any questions or comments, leave those down below. But a full review will be out eventually when we can actually go outside and put this in the real world. And we can go from there. But I made the move from the X-Pro3 to the X100V.